Coffee is the most popular drink worldwide, with over 400 billion cups consumed each year. Last year in Britain, £730 million was spent on coffee, and Britain consumed 500 grams of coffee per person per year. Despite hard economic times, the UK-branded coffee shop market is defying all previous expectations as coffee wins the hearts and wallets of many British consumers. After 15 years of considerable growth, the coffee shop sector continues to be one of the most successful in the UK. The three leading chains in the UK are Costa Coffee, Starbucks Coffee Company and Caffè Nero. The branded coffee shop segment still has room to grow for smaller independent coffee companies. Small batch coffee started in 2007. At first, they just wanted to do wholesale and supply. Small Batch is now operating in 8 locations. Let's see the key to how they strive to become one of the best coffee shops in Brighton as an independent coffee company.
So we make sure we deal with farms that are producing top quality, the best green coffee we can buy basically. So these are all the components for the main blend that we do. We've got coffees from El Salvador, Mexico, Guatemala and Rwanda. We roast them all separately because they all need to be roasted in different ways. And then once they're all done, we then weigh them out and then we put them all into the mixer here in 20 kilo batches and blend them in here so that we know that in a 20 kilo batch of the blend we've got the exact right quantities of each coffee and they've all been roasted exactly how they want. And then once they're roasted in there, they're going to the big tubs and we'll start to bag them up. And then I think really in the way that we roast, we're called small batch coffee. We only have a small 10 kilo roasting machine and we roast lots of small batches every day rather than roasting every few days and roasting in bigger quantities. We think it's better, the quality control is better. If we're roasting a lot, we can make sure the coffee's always freshly roasted. It's always only a few days off the roast. If there's any problems with the roast, we can take that one out and do more quality control because we're not, it's not such a big monetary investment. And then moving on from there, in terms of bagging up, it means we can package the coffee fresh every day. It means it allows us to use more coffees. We can serve a wider range of high quality coffees in the shops. It means that when we send the coffee out to the shops, we know it's great coffee, it's freshly roasted, and it's been packaged well and it's ready to go. Yeah, you have to have passion, and again, even to spend all day roasting the coffee like this in small batches, it's not the easiest way to do it. So you've got to have a real passion for it. To be a great barista, you've got to have a real passion for it. It's so much harder to make a good cup of coffee than a bad one. I think like anything, if you want to produce something really well, you got to have. If you just look to make an easy buck or have an easy life, you're not gonna produce anything that's the best quality. Whereas if you really want to be the best, you've got to sort of have a passion for what you do.
They just seem to have a better training policy where they actually seem to care about the final product, not just the gross profit on their coffee. Their milk and process and machines seem to be that much better.
Because when I put other things in there, so if I put in milk or sugar or chocolate or heaven knows what other things people put in there, then I can still taste the coffee through it. So again, it's like that super spirit. You still get that flavour from
So the espresso is the one that you use normally to do all the coffee on latte.
Exactly. And it's really important that we start off with everything being really nice and clean. And then if you just press the handle against the fork, one press of the button. Perfect. Okay, good. And slide your fingers down the side of the tamper so you can feel the edge of the basket and the side of the tamper. That's it. And now twist your hand around to make it feel level in like a kind of cross. And then you rinse the group. So it's that button there.
Okay, this one?
No, that one there.
Okay, so we have to do the rinse.
Every time, yeah. And then it goes in. So it goes in at about 22. That's it. Pull it like you've got like a leak in your house or something. Where the water comes out. We're trying to get an even removal of different things at the same time. All at the same time, because we want everything, like you say, to come together and we want to get a nice balanced flavour from the coffee. And part of what helps to see that miracle through every time is by having some passion for what you do, because you care about every cup of coffee that you're selling, and that's important. You know, it's easy when you're surrounded by it and you're just making coffee all day to forget that, you know, someone's paid £2.70 for this cup of coffee, and if I mess up the espresso, then, you know, so I've got to feel passionate about making sure that I want to deliver everything that all these other people have worked so hard to put into effect, and also feel passionately about making sure that I want that customer to enjoy that experience. And I think that's the other thing. It's not just about realising the hard work of other people, but actually seeing it right through to the end and making sure that, you know, the whole point of that whole journey.
Nowadays, coffee is not just coffee. Among the intense competition in the coffee market, every independent coffee company has been finding ways to grow and win the customer's heart. Above all, passion is the origin to making brilliant coffee.